welcome to the Australiana show and to my little shearing shed. My name's Rusty and I'm going to be your shearer for today's show. Now we have a few internationals in the crowd, Chinese, ni hao. Now British, Japanese, konnichiwa. What about Kiwis? We got any Kiwis out there? Yeah, I thought we'd shut that gate. Well today folks we're going to talk to you about some of the things that happened in rural Australia. When our early settlers arrived here in the early 1800s, they brought some of their animals with them. That's where we get the saying that Australia rode on the sheep's back for many years, and the price of wool was £1 a pound. Yes folks, we're talking to you about our merinos. Now they are the main reason why I have a job, because I'm a gun shearer. Now does anybody know what a gun shearer is? A shearer who has to shear a sheep very quickly or get shot with a gun? No, just joking. A gun shearer is a person that can shear 200 of these merinos in an 8-hour working day. Now we generally shear around about 3,000 sheep every day. And it takes more than one person to shear a sheep. So I've got 3 guests that I've invited to come on up. So I'd like you to make the way up to the steps now, please. Let's give them a warm welcome, folks. Now what's your name?
Sonny.
Sonny, whereabouts are you from, Sonny? Canada?
Yeah.
You're a long way from over. I bet you the weather over there is fairly cold.
Extremely opposite.
Yes, that's right. Now you're going to be my roundabout for today's show, right? Now roundabout's generally a fit, strong young man, and I reckon I've chosen pretty well here. Once I've shorn my sheep, you pick up the wool, race up to the wool table and throw it out flat, ready to be skirted and classed by the classer. Now they also get some of those other little jobs that nobody else wants to do. Let's get a look at those muscles, mate. Wow. Have like a pump it up for me, give me 5 push-ups, please.
5 push-ups?
5. 1, 2, 3. Let's give him a round of applause. Now I'm going to finish off those muscle development with the Currumbin 3-step workout, right?
Yeah.
You stay right there. And one up there. Now look at those muscles. Come over here. You have yourself a seat. Yep. Rouse it out, Sam. Need a Menza? What's your name? What's your name? Ni Hui Zo Fan Ma, can you cook? Casey? From China. Ni Hui Zo Fan Ma, can you cook? Now we share as we like 5 good things a day. No food, no work. Now my mother, she taught me how to knit, do a little bit of sewing, and a little bit of weaving. So I'm just going to whip back over to that basket and see what I can weave up. So you just stay right there. Here we go. One over left, left over right. Right over left, a couple of knots to hold it all together. Lady Gaga? Or should I say Lady Bar? Come over here, have a seat. Cook's hat. There you go, mate. Now what's your name? China? You're from China? Yeah, the Chinese, yeah. You're going to be my drover for today's show. Our drovers are generally in around our sheds weeks before shearing. Some of those properties are rather large and it takes a little while to get the sheep in from the back paddocks. Through my numerous years of shearing, I found out some very important information about this wool. It contains a product called lanolin. Now lanolin is used in cosmetics, moisturisers, and it's actually good for rejuvenating the skin. Now I've been using that for over 70 years. 2 minutes every day for 2 weeks. And then one morning you'll go into that bathroom and look in the mirror, and this is what you'll see. You just stay there. Doesn't it look a lot better, eh? Now we've got our roundabout, we've got our cook, and we've got our driver. But folks, we are still one man short. We need someone to bring all our sheep from up there at the yard right up here to the catching pen door. And that's where my best mate Simba comes in very handy. Come on girl, up you come. Up here. Good girl. Now this is Bart. Now Bart is a boy sheep. He's only just had his 2nd birthday. Now we just make them comfortable between our legs. We make sure we keep all 4 feet off the ground so they can't run away. Then we start by taking a little bit of wool off. Now we always just go for the top, we don't need them anymore. And then we start on the belly wool. Now the belly wool's generally a little bit shorter, sometimes a little bit dirty and dusty. We just got to keep it all separate. Now we use our belly wool for the covering of full global cells, the covering of tennis balls. Couple more blows and we'll have it all up. Now once we get that belly up, we just put it to one side. Sorry, folks didn't see you down there. Now we crunch our sheep here at Currumbin twice a year, just to help eliminate some of those dams they sometimes get. They go out to the fresh green feed in the spring. Now it also helps eliminate some of that fly stroke they sometimes get down here in the southeast corner, the hot humid weather. Now as I start to open up this back leg, you'll see just how white this wool really is. Some of the finest wool grown anywhere in the world comes off these merinos. Now I'll just tie up around this tail. I'll put blows over the back rope. And then we'll go upstairs for a haircut. Yeah, here we are folks, haircut time. I reckon I look a lot better now. Now I'll just tie up around the side of this post, down behind the ears and the horns. Now this is what we call wicking. We take a little bit of that wool away from around the eyes, so when they go out to the paddock, they can see where all the feed is. Now this is the hardest blow to do on these sheep. Cut up the neck, because of that big neck wrinkle. Now the hand pick goes in underneath the wool. You can't see where we're going. We've got to go and feel it up. Now some of our contractors actually send our learner shearers away to a shearing school so they can learn how to do this properly. We don't give kids try this on the family pit at home. Leave it to the professional. Now this is where I'll lay my sheep down to do the long blow. Now this is where we can get the most amount of wool off in the quickest amount of time. So speaking of the fastest time, that record goes to a Kiwi, Dave Fagan. Now he saw a sheep in 14 seconds. So that's pretty quick going. Now there's another Kiwi, Dion King. He holds the record for the most sheep shorn in a day. He saw 866 crossbred lambs in a 9-hour working day. Now that, folks, is a lot of sheep. Now because this is an Australian show, you want to hear some of our Australian records here? Yeah? Yeah, well, there's no mind, folks, only see 2 sheep a day these days. One at 10:45 this morning, another one at 2 o'clock this afternoon. But our Australian records, they go to Jackie Howe. Now he was born at Warwick, about 2 hours west of the Gold Coast. Now he saw 321 merino ewes in 7 hours and 20 minutes, which is a remarkable feat on its own. When you sit down and do the math, that's about a sheep every minute and a half. Now when he done that record back in the 1920s, he didn't have all this fancy electronic equipment that I have here today. So he had to share all his sheep with these. Now I'm also a pretty good barber if anyone wants a haircut. Any haircuts? Now we still use the blades in some of our stud farms in South Australia, South Island of New Zealand, England, Ireland, Scotland, some of those countries got a slightly colder climate. So when the shearing's all done and the sheep are put back out to the paddocks, they're not going to die of the cold. But as you can see, it is pretty slow going. But if you have any yarn with your mate, everybody in the shed feels the same. You can see there's still quite a covering of wool left on that animal. That'll keep it warm until its wool starts to grow again. Who'd like to come up and help me shear my sheep, mate? Right around the back here. That hand on my back. The other hand on here. Right, here we go. One there. One down. You sure you have been practicing on the cat or the dog at home? Might make a chair out of you yet? There we are. So look up for a photo. Let's give him a round of applause, folks. Alright, Drover, you're next. Right there. The other one back. The other one on here. There we go. Now underneath that little bit of skin there is the femoral artery. Now we don't want to go too deep, the my sheep will develop a bit of a leak. Now you've never shorn a sheep in your life, have you? Now I can tell. Lovely, isn't it? There we are. Alright, you want to look up for a photo? Let's give him a round of applause, folks. Yeah, for my new cook. And here. Right round there. One there. Sing young man out. One more there. Now look out for a photo. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much. Now I've just put his Barney off and put him back with his mates. Now back in 1970, we did a little bit of a survey. And we went all around Australia. And we counted every sheep we found. We found out we had 170 million sheep. Now the downturn in the economy and the introduction of recruitment, we're now down to 85 million sheep. Now New Zealand, they're down to 28 million sheep. Now the country with the most sheep running around today is actually China with 140 million sheep. There we go. I beg your pardon. There we are, folks. That's how we share them here in Australia. Just put Barney through here with his mates. As you can see, folks, there's quite a lot of wool on Barney. They can actually grow up to 8 kilos of wool in 12 months. You want to come up here for another photo, please? Let's give our volunteers a round of applause, folks. Now, thank you for coming along to the Australiana show and to my little shearing shed. The gates at the pre-flight bird show will be open in a couple of minutes, which is our next show in this area. Thank you very much, folks. Enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.
Catch insects on the wing. Now they do normally occur in small groups like you can see here today. We have 3 black kites, but they can actually be found in groups of 800 or 900 birds. This is generally though around either a bushfire or a grassland glade. Here's the big we want to focus on. This is marlin. He is an Australian pelican, our heaviest flying bird. And Australian pelicans can weigh up to 7 kilos and have a wingspan that is over 2 meters in length. Now these birds absolutely love water. You can spot pelicans roosting on sandbanks. They love rock platforms. They also love coral reefs. But these birds also love to swim. You can see them in our lagoons, our bays, and our estuarine waters. But you know, the most characteristic feature of a pelican is of course their elongated bill with that massive throat pouch, which can hold up to 13 litres of water and plays a very important role in the way that our pelicans like to feed. Now firstly, the lining of the bill is incredibly sensitive. They can use it to locate fish, even in the murkiest of water. Careful marlin, no slipping today buddy. But they also have that hook right on the end of the upper mandible that they can use to grip onto fish and slippery food items. But let's show them how it's used best, marlin. Use that bill like a fishing net, plunging it down into the water, grabbing mouthfuls of water and fish, and then manoeuvring them into a swallowing position. And it has been known to grow up to 50 centimetres in length. But I also want you to remember, if you like to go fishing, pelicans often use the same fishing grounds we do. They can become injured with hooks and entanglements. It only takes one negative action to cause harm to a pelican, but only one positive action to prevent it. And why wouldn't you want to protect birds just like that one? See you later, marlin. Thanks for joining us, buddy. In their hundreds and sometimes even in their thousands. Now, his name is Monster, but he doesn't quite live up to that name. Here he is right now. Monster is a crested tern. Now, crested terns use their beak in a very different way to a pelican. They like to dive for their food, sometimes up from 10 metres above the water, sometimes reaching depths of a metre below the surface. And although this bird is a coastal species, they have also been seen up to 10 kilometres out to sea, but they've also been spotted in the centre of Australia as well. Now, why would a little water bird like this turn up in central Australia? Well, it's actually thought that this little species was blown there by passing tropical cyclones. And Monster, considering I just heard some thunder and the mists are coming, I don't want you to get blown away, so I think we better get out of here and I'm going to protect you. Let's go, buddies. Sometimes you only need to look to your natural world to give you something. In fact, an increase in the number of black cockatoos in the area is said to be a sign that rain will arrive. In Indigenous culture, they believe every time they hear a different bird call within that flock, it's a sign of one day's rain. Now with their large size, their raucous call, and their flocking behaviour, it's easy to spot black cockatoos as they stalk gracefully across the landscape. However, identifying each individual species, well that, my friends, requires just a little more attention to detail. Do you realise that we have 3 species of black cockatoo right here on the Gold Coast? The most commonly seen is in fact our yellowtail, just like licorice here. Now, licorice has those beautiful yellow cheeks, and as she soars over your head, you'll also spot those yellow tail feathers. You'll also notice we have those. Our birds right here on stage, Barb and Phoenix, are actually female red-tailed black cockatoos. But they're very close cousins, the wealthy black cockatoos, you'll find in the northern New South Wales region. It's actually a risk of facing extinction. unless we take some very positive action steps to protect them that home touch apart. But we also hope it is a memory that stays with you for life. Thank you so much. Now here at Currumbin, we have 2 different species of black cockatoos right here on stage. 2 of the 6 that you'll find here in this country. Now, unfortunately, all 6 species are listed somewhere on the threatened species list, and here at Currumbin, we are proud to be part of our barking hound. One formidable predator, whose well-known call is in fact synonymous to that of a dog's bark. They will simply use their incredible eyesight. Have a look at Dewey as he sits on the glass today. Not only does he have those big bright yellow eyes telling us he has crepuscular vision, but he also has the ability to use that eyesight to locate not only his companion but also to locate his prey. Marking out the prey on a variety of animals, small to medium-sized mammals, ring-tailed possums, squirrel gliders, sugar gliders, and they are even known to prey on birds. They do, however, require a large permanent territory. A monogamous pair is said to hunt in a space as large as 6,000 hectares. But possibly the most impressive adaptation of this owl is the fact that they have twice as many vertebrae in their neck as a giraffe. But that means that they can turn their neck 270 degrees, creating little disturbance while they stalk their prey. Then, they will use the power of silent flight to ambush their victim. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tui, and he is a barking hound.
A really big meteorite was traveling really fast, and then it hit the Earth and wiped out 3/4 of all life, including the dinosaurs. Or did it? There is still one group of animals amongst us today that are the closest living relatives to the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, believe it or not, the closest living relative to the T-Rex is actually a chicken. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our beautiful silky badger chickens.
Apex predators is important for the regulation of an ecosystem in all natural landscapes. And an apex predator, that's a species that is at the top of the food chain, but Australia's largest and most majestic apex predator is also one of the most persecuted birds on the face of the earth. I am of course talking about the wedge-tailed eagle. Our beautiful wedge-tailed eagle, or as we like to call her, the Queen of Wild Skies. Now, the Indigenous people of Australia were leaders in managing the land whilst coexisting with their natural environment. It is really only today that we are even beginning to appreciate the richness of that important truth. You know, as humans, we make over 35,000 different decisions every single day. But to make a positive impact, all you need to do is just change one. Just like Jack here. Thank you, Jack. So let's all make that one choice, one change and one moment. Because together, we can make a difference. A collective change for a better tomorrow and a better... Wrap up the show. We've got little Dexter here, our cute little Australian king parrot. We've got Ray, a little galah behind me, showing just how easy it is
very good reaction time, and they also need to be very conspicuous. Now, these crocodiles are found in have enough respect for Bossog to go about removing him from those waterways the right way. They actually called John Lever from Currumbin Crocodile Farm, and he went up there with the courage and the permit to remove this problematic crocodile. Actually went back to the farm to live a pretty good life, being one of their breeding males there. But it was in 2013 that Bossog came to live out his happily ever after with us here at the sanctuary as a bit of an ambassador for those crocodiles out there in the wild that in fact were hunted and persecuted nearly to the point of extinction before they came protected in the 1970s. So because of Bossog's history, there's not an awful lot we know about him. We do know that he's not as long as Lolong that we mentioned earlier. He's definitely working on it though. Bossog did last measure in at 5 meters. He weighs in excess of 700 kilos. So because of this, we can only estimate that he's somewhere between 65 years, but he may even be pushing up towards 75 years old. But we are hopefully going to show you some more adaptations and features of these animals, especially those ones that have given them that reputation of being one of the world's most powerful predators. And we've got some pretty interesting behaviours already happening from Bossog this early in the show there. And I want you to look at how Bossog's positioned right. So, things like taking a bigger boat fishing might be in order. And not only that, guys, if you don't want to wash your hands or your fishing bucket over the side of the boat, even throwing a stick ball for your dog to fetch in crocodile territory generally doesn't end very well. And always
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary. We are the Yugumbadro dancers. In our language for welcome, we say Jingari, the first song and dances to welcome you here to this country. Jingari wawa Yugumbadagan. Anyamala, Anyawayami. Jingari wala wala, Yakamedakera, 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 yo, Yako, Yako. Jingari, welcome. The next dance about our people going fishing. This is about going fishing with our spears and our nets on one particular fish, which is the mullet fish. And the mullet is very important to our family here in the Gold Coast area. The mullet fish will migrate from the cold waters in the south to the warmer waters in the north during the cooler months. And when we see the paperbark trees just starting to flower, that's the very first sign for our family that the mullet will start to travel through this area. And it's time to gather our spears, our nets, head down to the water and start fishing. In our language for fish, we say jalam. Jalam mullet. The next dance about the boomerangs. In our language, we call the boomerang baraka. The returning boomerangs were used as a decoy or to trick the animals. Dance a boomerang, maraba. Hey, tam rabra, 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 hey, tam hey, tam rabra, hey, tam rabra, hey, tam rabra,